seems that we have if anyone else will join us at the end of it, we'll have them come in. All right. There you go. All right, we're going to go over, begin our June meeting for the Veterans Commission. I am Paul Paradise. I am the acting chair. With us today, please go over and introduce yourselves.
Jay Gaffney, Richard Cody,
Michael Peoples.
Jean Peoples.
Allison Patel.
and Mark Bria.
All right. The last two are from the Lowell Housing Authority to give a presentation. But before we do this, we're going to stand and we're going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Leading the Pledge of Allegiance today will be Mr. Peasley.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the Republic and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is anybody old enough to remember before under God was in there?
Sadly, I am not.
Sadly, I am.
So, today we're going to go over, we're going to start with the Lowell Housing Authority. They're going to give us a quick presentation on some of our housing assets for our veterans. All right, you guys have the floor.
Thank you, folks. We're pleased to be here at your invitation, representing the Lowell Housing Authority. Once again, my name is Mark Bria. I'm the Deputy Director. And along with me this evening is our Chief Admissions Officer, Allison Patel, who has a presentation that I think will be of interest to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for the lovely introduction. So I'm here today to kind of explain what the Lowell Housing Authority can offer veterans in the area. So the Lowell Housing Authority offers support to veterans in our community. The veterans have given so much to us in service of our country. It's our duty to ensure that they have the access to safe, affordable, and stable housing, and that's where we come in. The Lowell Housing Authority is comprised of 1,621 federal units that serves elderly and disabled. And then along with that, we have 42 multifamily units, which is as well elderly and disabled. We have 138 state-funded units. I'm going to throw a bunch of numbers at you at first just to get them out of the way. 1,392 housing choice vouchers, 263 state vouchers. And through those, we do have, are you guys familiar with VASH vouchers? Okay. So we have 5 VASH vouchers in our portfolio right now. VASH vouchers are specific to veterans. Now, it is one of the most, the VASH voucher is one of the most impactful tools that we use at the Lowell Housing Authority. It's a partnership between HUD and the VA. It combines a housing voucher similar to Section 8 with case management and support services from the VA. So these vouchers are referral based. So the VA refers these veterans to us based on the circumstances that they are in. We then provide them with a voucher to secure affordable housing within the area. Now, these vouchers do not have to be specifically to Lowell, and they're throughout the state of Massachusetts, but they are serving just veterans. And these veterans, the qualifications for them, they are homeless or at risk of being homeless. And unfortunately, you know, for a lot of individuals at this time, that is a real fear. It happens frequently, unfortunately. So these veterans would have to be connected with the VA in order to get this referral. But at this time, because of our funding and the funding of the government, we are maxed out at our 5. We are always seeking to add more, but currently we cannot. So, but we are always looking to add more.
Now, the 5 that you have, who from the VA refers people So we can send them in the right direction.
So we are at capacity right now, so we have our full
5
that
already.
are set. But we do work with Jessica McGuire down at the Bedford VA,
Okay.
and she makes the referral to us for the qualifications that they need to meet on their end, and then for us, it would be income-based and obviously that risk of being homeless. Along with the VASH vouchers, what we can offer right now is a waitlist preference. So, a waitlist preference. So, we have open wait lists for all of our public housing developments. And these are open, we're constantly accepting applications. What we do and what I provided to you guys is a list of our specific preferences. Now, being a veteran gives you the opportunity to gain a preference. What the Lowell Housing is looking to do, and hopefully in partnership with you guys or the Lowell VA, is that we're making sure that these applications are filled out correctly. Because if they're not filled out correctly, and a veteran does apply and does not put that, they may not get to the top of the list as fast as they should. So the last time that we had met, there was some discussion about getting a contact that we can work with, and that's why I provided on these all of our contact information, so that if a veteran does come in and apply, have them ask for us, and we will make sure that they apply correctly, so that they get that information, and that everything is filled out correctly, so that we can serve them the appropriate way.
Do you guys do a lot of work with the co-op team?
Yes.
Okay, so I think that might be our best point of contact.
Okay, so Joe?
Joe, Officer Bill Martier.
Yep.
I think that might be our best point of contact for reaching out, because they're the most in tune with that community.
Yes.
So I think the co-op might be the best asset
Okay.
we have. What I can do is I can set up, when I'm working tomorrow, I'll go over and I'll reach
Okay.
out to them
Yep.
and have them reach out to you.
That would be wonderful.
No
That would be
problem.
wonderful, yeah. Joe is in our office pretty frequently, so
He is.
he helps himself right in. But, so yeah, we really are looking to reach out to make sure that these, these veterans are getting their stuff in correctly, and so that, when and if they do get pulled at the top of the list, that we can get them in and get all the documents. And sometimes that is the struggle, is getting the documents and so forth.
Yes.
So, like I said, I would like to take this one step further and offer training to any staff on the co-op or anybody's team to show them how to fill out an application, so that, let's say we're not available or something like that. They will have the background information to be able to fill it out correctly. So I'm more than willing to set some time aside to train whoever would like to on filling out an application. Not only do the veterans get a preference on the federal side, they also get a preference on the state side as well. So the CHAMP, and I don't know if you guys have heard of that application. It's not fun. I'm not going to lie to you. Not fun in any way, shape, or form. But again, it's important that these veterans are getting that preference, so that they are getting the housing that they need. And then, so just as a little tidbit right now, I just ran some quick numbers. On our Section 8 program, we currently have 9 veterans. On our public housing program, actively living with us, we have 121. On
pretty
our
good.
wait list, we have 154 currently. So
Cool.
the numbers are there, but we're always willing to make sure that we can get them an application in, and that.
Now, when they're on the wait list, do they have to meet certain criteria for the apartments or for the
So,
buildings, or?
There are income limits
Mhm.
that need to come into play, and obviously Corey information as well. But the reason I had provided these other housing preferences is because if a veteran is, you know, living in Lowell, they get a preference for that. If a veteran is working at least 20 hours a week, or receiving a pension, or, you know, disability or something like that, they also receive a preference. So
Okay.
the combination of just the residents and the working, and then you add that veteran preference, it really does help. So it's important to see all the preferences. That way you can kind of just say, okay, this will actually really benefit you, to have them come in and fill out that application. And then I was directed that I want to speak about what we have coming up in the future. So I'm offering to you now what we can do now, and that is what our open wait lists. And those are our public housing units. In the future, there are a lot of developments and new developments coming up, and I don't know if you've heard about them, but we are working to create more affordable housing in the city of Lowell. So with that, anytime we open a wait list, again, those preferences apply. So when that happens, it's, you know, having that open line of communication between the veterans and us to ensure that all the community partners know that we're opening this wait list, because, you know, we want to have the veterans apply for these units as well. One of those is the Merrimack Street corridor, which will be 118 units. 62 of them will be project-based, so that will fall under me, and those will be, like I said, the LHA's preferences. The other one that is still kind of pending, it's the Hadley House. And so the Lowell Housing currently owns the building and has allocated funds to transform it into veteran housing. But at this state, we are still awaiting the potential acquisition or potential ownership of the land. So we own the building, but not the land it sits on. The land is owned by the Department of Conservation and Recreation. So it is pending. We are looking to add anywhere between 3 to 5 units of veteran housing there.
And that's going to be predominantly just veterans in that building?
Just veterans, yes.
Okay.
Yep, yep. So I'll kind of close it up there, but if you are a veteran, know of anybody that needs housing, please reach out. We're here to help to honor their service by making sure that no veteran is left behind when it comes to housing. So, any questions? Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the veterans' preference, particularly when you talk about the pension,
Good.
how does that affect veterans with spouses, or?
So it also applies to veterans with spouses, yes. Yes, it does.
If I may, I own some rental property. Is there a program where I can try to draw a veteran,
Like be
Section 8?
approved
Yeah.
to
Can I, like, is
be
there a
part
list
of this?
of VA
So,
Section 8
your
that I can say,
future-
hey, I got a place for you. I'll give you a good rent.
So we cannot give out a voucher without having the funding for it, and right now we don't. But there is the possibility that if there was a batch voucher and it came to you, there is no difference.
So there's nothing there yet.
You cannot specify between.
I had someone, I almost had a tenant, they said to me, will you take VA vouchers? What did he mean?
That's a batch voucher.
All right.
That is a batch voucher, yes.
But there's nothing available for me, like if I wanted to make my apartments available to a veteran?
So that you can go over, the Bedford VA does have.
They could probably, direct you.
They have services, their housing office at the Bedford VA
housing
does,
office.
will probably go over. If you turn around and say, hey, listen, I have this apartment, or I have these apartments that are available, you might be able to go over and register with them, where they can go over and assist you,
And they would probably be able to.
facilitate.
All right, and that's at the
I would-
Bedford
yeah,
VA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Get it.
I'll check it out. I'm going to check them
Yeah.
out, hon.
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So now, if someone's on the wait list for
Yes.
your general wait list that you guys have, that one that you, the longer one that you have,
Yeah.
if something opens up, will they automatically migrate to, like their names will automatically migrate to the next, for the next building, Or do they have to apply individually to those buildings?
So they have to apply specifically for the buildings, because our developments are broken down in between elderly and disabled, and then family. So based on your family composition, it would dictate where you would be able to apply to. So you do apply to specific buildings, but all of them are open for taking applications.
Okay. Thank you.
I have a question.
Of course.
You talked about different veterans' preferences,
Yeah.
whether they're homeless or working or they're receiving a benefit. Let's say they're all three. Would the three be combined into a greater preference?
So, yes, so our preferences all have different weights to them. So the preferences that are on this sheet are all the different ones we have. So the one on the top, involuntary displacement. So a fire or something like that, that would fall under that. The residing in Lowell. So if the applicant already lives in Lowell, they will get a preference for that. So they will get, technically, based on what you're saying, they will get the residence preference. They will also get a working preference based on the pension or the disability that they're receiving, and then as well as the veteran. So they would get 3 different preferences that would allow them to move their way through the list.
And this is all income-based
Yes,
Yeah.
on what they pay versus...
correct. It's 30%. Yep.
Is that both the veterans and the state side, both 30%?
It's
So
actually very confusing when it goes when you add in everything else, and I don't think
So
she's
it
got the
is-
time to go
it
through all
is-
that.
Okay.
So 30% is generally the rule of thumb.
Okay.
The state is a little more difficult when it comes to that, but it is, for the most part, 30%
Okay.
of their income.
All right. Is there any other further questions?
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for attending.
having us.
We do appreciate it.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Obviously, if you guys need any help, you guys know how to get a hold of me. I think I live at Bishop Markham. But like I said, if you guys need any assistance or need me to come in and help you guys out, please just reach out. I work during the day. I'll gladly come over and give you guys a hand.
Awesome, thank you so much.
All right.
And I'll leave these with you,
Okay.
just to hand out, and please feel free to come in and visit us at any point.
Of course.
We used to be over by Bishop, but now we're over at 21 Salem Street, so.
Nice location.
Salem Street, Neega?
You recognized right away that was good contact.
So our co-op, we have a co-op team that deals with our homeless, our people who are who have substance abuse issues, alcoholics. They go over and they help them seek treatment and help them get housing, and they do a phenomenal job. They're partnered with their sheriff's department, the city, and the police department. So they deal with the majority of these at-risk people more than anyone else does in the city. I deal with a lot of them, but that's their predominant job. So I think that would be good for them to sit down and have receive some training from you guys. And I think maybe even Eric Lamarche, who works the veteran liaison for the city,
That would be wonderful.
wouldn't be a bad if have him to
Yeah.
sit in with it as well.
Yes.
We can recommend that. I'm sure Eric would be gladly go over and get any additional assets
Yeah.
that he can acquire to help out.
Absolutely, we'd love that.
But thank you again for your time. I know you guys have another meeting to attend to. We do appreciate you guys coming.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
having
very
us.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, from here, we're going to go over, and I talked to Eric Lamache today to see if we had anything pending, information to be put out over the summer. We don't have anything pending as of this time. We had the Memorial Day event that went off absolutely.
That was great.
Even though the weather didn't want to cooperate, we had an excellent showing, and it was very refreshing to see.
I think it was almost better that we had it the way it was.
So, coming for the next year, I would like to expand this because it's going to be an anniversary year this coming year. So, I'm going to start kicking around some ideas with different locations and adding some things to it. One of the biggest things to that is we have to wait for the fiscal year to transpire so we can see what the kind of budget we can deal with the city. So we'll go from there.
Can I elaborate on something on that?
Sure.
Could I recommend that we pick the date more closer to the actual Memorial Day?
So the reason why we went with the 31st this go around is
Yes.
most people go away for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
So
Understood.
We wanted to make it whereas people can go over and like, hey, yeah, I'm going away for that weekend, but the following weekend we have this going on, and we can still conduct that remembrance.
Get that.
The Lad Whitney Memorial looked absolutely phenomenal outside with all the flags that were set up. Our esteemed counselors did an outstanding job. So I want to go over and recognize them. And is there anything else that we want to go over? Because this is going to be our last meeting until September.
May I put out an idea that I spoke with you at the Memorial Day
Sure.
event? Is with Veterans Day coming up, would an idea of a Veteran of the Year be something that we could do?
She wants to, Eric Lamache, she thinks she
Yes.
should get Veteran of the Year, and I'm thinking we shouldn't be a committee that hands one another awards here. Something really needs to be done for that guy, because he talks to this every day. He must suffer PTSD. Listening to all these problems, and there's some serious problems.
So he does an outstanding job.
I do.
Yeah,
Very dedicated.
yeah.
I can't go over and stress enough, he does an absolutely amazing job. I do like the idea of a Veteran of the Year. We did a veterans event up in Belvedere at the Veterans Park out there. That was very nice. I was talking to the Lowell Vet Center today whether or not we're going to do that event again. Last year it was very windy, but it was a nice event. I don't know if you guys were able to attend it last year, but it was. They just finished a park last year, the Veterans Park,
Yes,
across from the school.
Yes.
They did a phenomenal job. Our parks department in the city, just amazing job. I really can't go over and.
May I say something on that? They need, some of the veterans are old.
Yep.
They need a porta potty there.
They do. So I think going in the future, we're going to go over and make more arrangements to have facilities for events like this. So, and that we're going to go over and see if we can make sure that we've at least have something set up in the future. All right. So, going forth over the summer, do we have any events coming up that we want to go over and let the public know that are going to be ongoing throughout the summer? You guys have anything? Nope.
We have events at the Memorial Auditorium, not specifically.
For veterans, yes. All right.
What I would like to know is when we do resume, will it be here, Lowell City Hall? It will be on Wednesdays,
I think
5 o'clock?
Yes, I think we'll keep things status quo for now, if that's good with everybody. I do like having the location here.
I do too.
I think it's easier for our more mobile challenged members to get in.
I didn't like it at first, but it's growing on me.
Yes. And I think it's easier also for the staff to go over and be able to go over and record and get this broadcast. I think it's being on their home field advantage. So I do like having it here. It's and it's a little bit more familiar for having everyone sit like this and we can have discussions.
Would you refresh my memory? Is it going to resume in September on Wednesdays? And I think it's the second
The second Wednesday of the month.
Wednesday of the month, starting in September?
In September.
Thank you.
So the other thing that I would recommend, if you know of anybody in the city that would like to go over and apply to be commissioners, let them know that they can go over and speak with Mr. Roche at City Hall. That will forward that up to the city manager's office.
Has to be September 10th.
Thank you.
That way we can go over and we can fill our ranks with some members. I know I have spoken to a few people. I know you guys have put in your...
Michael has.
Michael
yes.
has put in his paperwork. We'd like to go over and have a full commission by September. And one of the first things that we will do in September is welcome our new commissioners and then sit down and decide who we want to go over and set up our officers for the commission.
Very good.
All right?
So I don't forget, we rush the door. Did we get Mr. Barabie's resolution adopted?
We have not yet. Why don't you go over and speak on that for us?
We've actually done this a few times, and I think it's a good thing that members can recommend some veterans who passed away. That he was passed away for a moment of silence in addition to normal silence. Mr. Barabie was a very well-known veteran of Lowell. He has a number of friends. He used to hold a lot of meetings down at the Dunkin' Donuts on 8th Street. But you can see that he served in combat in the Korean War, War of the Purple Heart and the CIB. He's also received a local Heroes Award from the city, and he did recently pass away. And his family would like to do something for him, and we put together this resolution. And so, if I could I'd like to make a motion to adopt it. All in favor?
Favor?
Favor.
And the other thing is, the family was mentioning whether sometime in the future we wanted to do something further. And I didn't think of anything offhand. I don't know. He was he kind of presided at Dunkin' Donuts, not Dunkin' Donuts, but Top Donuts for a while. Maybe I will call the manager of Top Donuts and see.
So we do have that nice Veterans Park that's right across the street.
Yes.
Wow.
Right from Top Donut, right there.
So,
Beautiful.
and we did a Memorial Day event over there, and I think maybe we can go over and maybe do a small ceremony with his family. We can see what we can go over and what we can make happen.
Yeah, I'd go. I'd see if we can get some more to
All right.
join us.
So with that, let's go over and have a moment of silence for this hero of our country that has passed on. Thank you for your service. Rest well. Godspeed. With that, do we have any new business that needs to be addressed before we adjourn?
One thing that I'm looking forward to is, at one of the last meetings, there was a motion to come up with some rules on the Veterans Recognition Program.
Yes.
And maybe the next meeting that we have, Michael and I put together a couple of ideas, like, should be a veteran, obviously.
Have a connection to Lowell.
Has a connection to Lowell.
But the other group,
Yeah.
we need to get something in writing. There's
Yes.
really nothing in writing.
To really-
What we'll go over and do is we'll work with Eric Lamache, and because that's out of his office, and we'll go over and we'll formalize the process. And we'll link up with our numerous veterans groups that we have in the city, the DAVs, the VFWs, and see if we can go over and get more people interested in posting about or recognizing our outstanding veterans that we have in the city, because we have a lot of them.
We do?
I
So,
had written something up earlier when we were regular on the Veterans of the Month. I'll send that to you, and it might be something that you could incorporate.
Please, 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 yes.
so if we can't do something, if we can't do a monthly veteran, we can do a quarterly veteran as well. All right, because it might be sometimes taxing getting bios and the full write-up for everybody. So let's go over and make sure if we can't do it monthly, we can always adopt it as it's quarterly. All right? All right, and we'll still go over and reach out, see if, City Hall, we'll do our usual process with the city. All right, with that, if we have nothing new, I call this meeting adjourned.
Awesome.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.